Shalom, shalom, peace, peace, and blessings. Welcome to the Fourth Angels Learning Center. My name is Jadiel. I want to thank you guys for tuning in to our study. Now, this is a continuation. This is a continuation of our 7-point series of atonement and redemption. 7 points to atonement. So, the first point was very important. It was about establishing trust, fear by remembering, faith by remembering. Something very important that many of us kind of allow to slip our minds in our day-to-day walk, in our struggle, so just a reminder to reestablish that understanding, that trust, that belief, that faith, and understanding what that means as well. So that way you could determine whether or not you have it or you don't have it. So this is something that's very important to us, to self-examination, because we don't want to walk around acting like we know who we are as far as like every aspect of our lives with in regards to salvation and all those things. So we want to make sure that we are not presuming that everything is all good, that our faith is all good, that we're exactly where we need to be. It's always good to reflect and examine yourself to make sure that you are in the faith. This the scriptures tells us to do. So we're going to go to our second point, which is to commit. The first one was to establish trust. Now it is to commit afterwards. So before we get started, I want to remind everybody, if you considering to support the Fourth Angels Learning Center, you desire to bless us as we have been blessing you, you can bless us at 4alc.com. You can also bless us at Cash App, which is at Cash App $4ALC bless. That's 4ALC BLESS. If you haven't already, this is the first video you're watching, please subscribe. Click the notification bell to like, share the video to people who you see need this information, this understanding. Remember, we are transformed by the renewing of our minds. So the more that we can get truth into people's minds and hearts is the more that we can get transformation, the more that we can see it. So with that being said, we're going to start by going to a few verses, but I want to make sure that we understand this. This is going to be short encouragement videos, but very important also to meditate on. Very important for us to meditate on. So this is the second point, which is to commit, I'm going to go to a verse and we're going to kind of feed off of that verse. All right, let's go to Proverbs. Let's see, Proverbs chapter 16, looking at verse 3. Now check this way out, man. I'm gonna read from verse 1, actually. It says, the preparations of the heart in man and the answer of the tongue is from YAHUAH. All the ways of man are clean in his own eyes, but Yah weighs the spirits, meaning that he understands the inside of the mind. This is what I was saying before about self-examination. We may look at ourselves and see, okay, everything is all good, but Yah is the one that knows the real deal about who you are and what's in you. And we need him to reveal what's inside of us to ourselves, so that way we can examine things correctly. The next verse, it says, commit your works unto YAHUAH, and your thoughts shall be established. You see that? This is connecting to the first point that we made, which is to establish trust. This one is saying after you've established trust in remembering faith by remembering what Yah has done for us, where we will commit now our actions. It says, commit your works unto Yah. By committing our actions in this established trust in Yah, our thoughts will be established. We talked a little bit in the last video about Isaiah chapter 26, which talks about the perfect peace. That Yah has us in perfect peace, whose mind is stayed on Yah. But look at this, another element that's added to the staying of our mind, to the establishment of our mind or our thoughts, which is to commit our works unto Yah. What does commit mean? Commit means to do. When people say, oh, you committed a crime, right? Commitment is to make a vow or something like that. Let's look at what it says here. H1556. This is very important because this is telling us to commit our ways. So the Hebrew word is galal, which means to roll, right? To roll, but not to roll specifically, to roll something out of the way. Look at what it says, to remove, to roll away, to roll down, to roll together. It says to seek occasion. Why do we move things out of the way? Move things out of the way so that way we can take advantage of the situation. So that way we can move and allow our opportunity to take advantage of the opportunity of what we have after we move things out of the way. This is so interesting. Here's why. Yah is telling you to commit your works. After you establishing your trust in Yah, he's telling you to move these things that you've blocked yourself with, move them out of the way and take the opportunity to demonstrate your trust in Yah. Commit your actions, dedicate, move out of the way, take the opportunity for your actions to give your actions to Yah. So that way, as you are moving and Yah is moving things out of your way, your mind has more peace. You're able to see Yah move. You're able to establish your faith. Brings us back to the first thing that we said in the first video. When Moses came to Red Sea, and we could say this about everything, but I want to keep it very simple. Moses comes to the Red Sea. Instead of like, he could see the Red Sea from a distance. He doesn't need to walk directly up to it. He doesn't even have to put his foot inside the water. But he walks all the way up to the shore, to the point where the cloud that's by day had to go behind him and turn into a pillar of fire for the enemy that was behind them. So what is that saying? Moses is walking to the water. Like, this is where Yah told me to go. He's putting his trust, he's moving. And as he's moving towards the water, Yah decides to not allow him to go around or to go over. He moves the water out of the way. Not only does he move the water out of the way, but I don't know if everybody has walked in a dried up, moist, dry river area before, or it's basically like a mud pit, like sinking mud. That would have been horrible to walk across. But you know what it says? It says that it parted and that they walked across on dry land. So they committed their ways to execute what Yah said to them. And as they executed what Yah said to them, Yah moved everything out of the way. And it established their thoughts about what Yah says about his provision for them, his protection for them, him providing a way out. This is what we ought to understand. Move the things out of the way that you've placed, hindrances, false ideas, foolish ideas, insecure ideas. Move those things out of the way and take the opportunity to demonstrate your trust in Yah. Let's look at a few more verses. Let's go to Psalms. I want to give different insight on the same verses usually that we read all the time and not really dive into, because we're usually focusing on the same aspect of them. Look at this. Commit your way unto Yah. Now look at what it's correlating with. Trust also in him, and he shall bring it to pass. Bring it to pass. Look at what else it says here. Let's look up. Let's go up to verse 4. Delight yourself also in Yahuwah, and he shall give you the desires of your heart. Delight yourself in him. Commit your way unto Yah. Trust in him, and he shall bring it to pass. And then look at the other emphasis. Remember, we talked about making sure you examine yourself, that you yourself are walking uprightly, that you yourself are cleansed and forgiven, and that you yourself have repented and turned your ways and committed all your ways to Yah. Look at what it says in verse 6 of Psalms 37. And he shall bring forth your righteousness as the light, and your judgment or right ruling as the noonday. Rest in Yah. Wait patiently for him. Fret not yourself because of him who prospers in his own way, because of the man who brings wicked devices to pass. Don't get caught up looking at the wicked prosper. And it's interesting that it says the wicked prosper, because Yah doesn't consider a whole bunch of money, the wicked making a whole bunch of money, as prospering in an earthly, non-spiritual, non-heavenly way. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. If this was the only way to succeed, if this was the only way to define success and happiness and prosper and success, yeah, you could see the wicked people, and the wicked would be like, they are the most prosperous individuals on this earth. But praise Yah that he opens our mind to a light of what is called righteousness, and that righteousness is shining light here and there all over the world, where even people who not really fully understanding who Yah is still grasp the importance and the value of righteousness or righteous dealings. So it says, don't fret yourself. Don't get caught up. Don't get upset. Don't get afraid. Don't lose hope because you're looking at all these wicked people prosper in an earthly sense. But focus yourself. Look at what it says here in verse 10. For yet a little while, and the wicked shall not be. Yea, you shall diligently consider his place, and it shall not be. But the meek shall inherit the earth, and shall delight themselves in the abundance of peace. We need to commit our ways to Yah and trust in him. Dedicate our actions to him. Stop worrying about the actions that the wicked people take in order to prosper in their wicked way. Focus on the actions that Yah wants you to take, regardless of whether it looks prosperous or not. Focus on what you understand. He shall bring it to pass. This is a promise. He shall bring forth your righteousness as a light. It's a promise. And most of all, the wicked shall not be. You shall diligently consider his place, and it shall not be. You will look around and see, and one day you're not going to see these prosperous wicked individuals if they do not turn from their ways. So to dedicate yourself, to give yourself, take opportunity to focus on what Yah wants you to pursue. This is so important. Don't focus on what the world is pursuing. Focus on what Yah wants you to pursue. Let's look at a few verses. Let's go to Deuteronomy 6, right? Deuteronomy 6:4, right? Hear, O Israel, Yahuwah Elohim is one Yahuwah, right? You shall love Yahuwah, your Elohim, with all your heart. This is committing yourself, giving him all your heart, all your soul, all your might, your strength, your energy. So important. Yah wants not only, sometimes we get so caught up with, using the spiritual things and applying it to what we refer to as metaphoric things, philosophical ways. Like, yeah, I love Yah, I'm gonna follow him in my mind and in my heart. I'm gonna keep a feast in my heart. I keep the Sabbath in my heart. He is my rest. All of these philosophical, non-movement belief systems, these things hinder movement towards righteous dealings, righteous manifestation, righteousness that is seen by the world. You understand? So sometimes we get so caught up in like an emotional an emotional roller coaster with Yah, we forget that Yah is not about talking. He's not about talking. His promises is not about talking. His promises about doing. His promises about what he's going to do. So, and his promises is about what you should do. It's not about feeling. It's not about feeling. The feelings is connected to the doing. That's what it says. Commit your ways and your thoughts shall be established. How? Because as I'm doing, he's moving things out of the way. So as I'm doing, I'm seeing him move. I'm believing him more and more as I move, as I trust, as I execute what righteousness is, as I manifest what he says to do. So it's so important, whether it be in my job, whether it be at home, even at home. Look at what it says here. Deuteronomy chapter 6, verse 6 and 7, it says, "And these words which I command you this day shall be in your heart, and you shall teach them diligently unto your children, and you shall talk of them when you sit in your house, when you walk by the way, when you lie down, and when you rise up." This is very important. Even the diligence in your own home, teaching of your children the word of Yah, praying with your children, encouraging them to go seek Yah in prayer and in study of the word. This is what you have to do at home. This is it's going to take you to commit your ways at home as well, in everything that you do, not only at home, in everything that you do. So let's move forward to Psalms 96. Let's go to Psalms 96. All right. Psalms 96. We're going to look at verse 7. All right. Psalms 96, verse 7. Look at what it says. "Give unto Yah the glory due to his name. Bring an offering, come into his courts." I want to read verse 7 as well, because we read Deuteronomy 6, 4 and 5, where it talks about loving him with all your heart, your mind, all your heart, your soul, your might, meaning your energy, your actions. Look at what it says. "Give unto Yahuwah, all ye kindreds of people, give unto Yahuwah glory and strength." How do we give to him glory and strength? We manifest it in our actions. But our actions has to manifest what he says. Our actions has to manifest what he wants. Give unto Yahuwah the glory due to his name. Bring an offering and come into his courts. This is the representation of his character, the representation of his power, the representation of his glory. Very important. Let's look at this. How do you give to Yah the glory that's due to his name? How do you give Yah glory and strength? Let's go to Isaiah. Let's go to the prophet Isaiah chapter 60. This is one of my favorite chapters. It says, "Arise, shine." This is verse 1. "For your light is come, the glory of Yah is risen upon you." That means that you are to manifest Yah's glory on this earth. It says, "The darkness shall cover the earth, and worse darkness the people, but Yah shall rise upon you, and his glory shall be seen," where? On you. "The nations shall come to your light, and kings to the brightness of your rising." Why are people coming to you like that? Why are people looking at you? How are you manifesting that glory? Well, Matthew chapter 5 tells us, let your light shine, right? Let your light shine that men may see and glorify Yah in heaven. Men may see what? And how will they know? How would they know that your good works come from Yah? It's because Yah says it. We're, after establishing our trust and believing, we are manifesting the things that he has said. We are demonstrating the things that he has commanded. And in demonstrating the things that he commanded, the world, the nations see it and give glory to Yah. Let's look at Deuteronomy chapter 4. Again, one of my favorite verses. Look at what it says here. This is amazing. It says, verse 4, it says, you that did cleave to Yah, your mighty one, are alive, every one of you this day. Behold, I have taught you statutes and judgments, even as Yah, your mighty one, commanded me that you should do so in the land where you go to possess it. Therefore, keep therefore and do them. This is your wisdom and your understanding, where in the sight of the nations, which shall hear all these things. So they're not only going to look at you demonstrating these things, they're also going to ask and inquire, what's going on? What are you doing? And as they hear these statutes and say, surely this great nation is a wise and understanding people, what nation is so great, who have Elohim so near unto them, as YAHUAH, your mighty one, is in all these things which we call upon him for. What nation is there so great that has statutes and judgments, look at this, so righteous as all this law, which I set you before this day? This is Moses. This is Moses in awe of his understanding of the word. Now, I know that the Israelites didn't really truly understand fully what the commandments was speaking about, or what type of righteousness was being demonstrated. But this is the glory of Yah being seen in the fullness when it's understood correctly. Not only by Israel, but by the nations, in the sight of the nations. This is your wisdom and understanding. So when we're committing ourselves, taking occasion, and we may see this verse again in another principle, but it's so important for us to understand that when we move all the distractions and all the hindrances out of the way, take occasion to execute our actions towards his commandments, we will see a difference. We will see a difference. We will see a connection between us and Yah. We will see Yah moving even more, not only on our behalf outside, but also in our hearts and in our minds as well. Let's go to Psalms 119. Psalms 119, looking at verse 38. Psalms 119, looking at verse 38, it says, establish your word unto your servant, who is devoted to your fear. We are asking Yah, establish your word to your servant. But we're going to look further up in verse 36 and read down, and we're going to see the rolling away, like what the word commit means, to move away and take occasion. Look at what it says. Incline my heart unto your testimonies, and not to covetousness. See, let me move up a little bit. It says, make me to go in the path of your commandments. Make me to go in the path of your commandments, for in it do I delight. Remember, we talked about the delighting in Yah. What does it mean to delight in Yah? To delight in his commands, in his direction, in his instruction, is to delight in him. Every word that proceeds out of the mouth is coming from his mind. We live by everything that proceeds out of his mouth. That means that we live by him, by his direction, his instruction. Incline my heart unto your testimonies, and not to covetousness. Roll away covetousness, and allow me to take advantage of this opportunity to give my heart to your testimonies, to the words of your prophets. Turn away my eyes from beholding vanity. Move me away from seeing wicked things as well. Remove me from this place. Put me in a better place. Put me in a better place, Father, so that way me, my children, my family, my friends can be beholding different things other than what's in front of me, the wicked things that's in front of me. Make me alive. Let me to take advantage of the occasion, take advantage of the opportunity to be made alive in your way, to be quickened in your way. That means to be made alive. Establish your word unto your servant. See, back to that first part, establishment of trust, establishment of truth. Now I am devoted to your fear. Turn away my reproach, which I fear, for your right rulings are good. So it's so simple, yet it's transforming. It's transforming. Like, when we simplify things and realize that Yah is not trying to give us so eloquent, all these guys trying to be so eloquent. Yah's not trying to be eloquent. He's trying to be simple. Why? He just sent his son to die for sinners. He sent his son to die for wicked people. He sent his son to die for unrighteous people. He sent his son to die for people with a carnal mind. He sent his son to die for people who don't understand, who's clueless of the danger that we're actually in our when we execute some of these actions that we do in the world. So when he's giving us instructions saying do this so it could be better for you, it's going to be super simple. It's going to be super simple and based off of your commitment, based off of your trust, based off of your belief in him and what he's capable of doing and what he has done in the past and what he has done for others, he will do for you. But you need to take the advantage of what he says to do. The things he tells you to move out of the way and repent from, to turn away and take occasion, do the opposite, do what he says. Just that opportunity alone, just to keep my commandments and get blessed. It's so simple. It's so simple. We need his strength to execute that because we're not battling against intellectual confusion. We're battling against a fleshly confusion. We become wise in our own eyes. We lean into our own understanding. We go follow our own feelings and our own emotions and our own cravings and our own urges, rather than looking at the clear solution and the instruction. There's a joke that's constantly perpetuated about men, and how we don't take instructions. We're like, when we're driving, we don't take instructions and we get lost and we don't take instructions. But think about that. Think about that. All you had to do was just look at the map. Maybe 5 minutes, 10 minutes, maybe even 20 minutes. But now, because I don't want to take a look at the map for 10, 20 minutes, I'm lost for days. I can be lost. I can get killed. I can be eaten by wolves. I can be kidnapped. Whatever can happen, all because I didn't look at the simple instructions to get to where I was supposed to go. That's torment. If at this point in my life, when I was by myself making these foolish decisions and then having to redirect my whole mind and my whole actions towards the correct way, I can't imagine bringing my whole family with me in the wrong direction. And then because of my actions bringing them in the wrong direction, instead of taking a few moments to establish myself in the instructions of Yah, to go in that wrong direction and lose my children because of my foolish lack. 20, 30 minutes checking the map and turning the wrong way. I'm off the cliff now. We need to keep this in mind. Why? Because we don't want to be tormented by the foolish decisions that we make. I know many people that are just tormenting themselves. I'm not even sure. I try to encourage. It's hard for me to even see myself. Nothing can happen without the trust in Yah, but how can you trust in Yah with so much pain because of what you've done when you knew that Yah equipped you with the opportunity to have success, to have salvation, to be saved, to be safe, to have refuge. And you put yourself in danger on purpose and in turn hurt everybody around you. Yah says, take advantage, roll these things out of the way, take an opportunity to give your actions to Yah, obey and keep his commandments and his word, and see the blessings that just come from that alone. That's just one step. There's much more after that, but he's like, just see the blessings that come with just following instructions. That's crazy. Trust me, just follow instructions and see the blessing that comes with that. And then we're going to move to more. We're going to go after more. So I pray this was encouraging to everybody. This is step 2. Commit all your ways. Take opportunity, move all the hindrances out of the way, and take this opportunity to give your actions to Yah and keep his commandments and his word. Go in the ways that he wants you to go, and not in the ways that you think is best, not in the ways that you feel, not in the way of your temporary pleasure. Go in the way of Yah's instruction. So I hope that this was a blessing to you guys. You could contact me at 4lc.com. I look forward to studying with you guys in the next study. Shalom, everyone. Shalom, shalom. Thank you guys for joining our study today. I hope that it was edifying. And if you want to support this ministry, you can support us on 4alc.com. And don't forget to subscribe to this YouTube page. Click the like button and the notification bell. I hope to see you guys on the next study. Shalom, guys.